Hey guys, Chickens here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we got your season 41. Yes, 41 sneak peek. We're going to cover everything. We got a really interesting tech tree that we're going to dive into. I'm going to throw all the base layouts on the screen at some point. And we're also going to go over the stats, which remind me, I don't have pulled up right now. But yeah, if you guys want to keep up to date on everything that is season 41, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, I do appreciate it if you're using the code Chicken in the shop. We actually have a giveaway going on right now. It's for Brawl Stars, but either way, I appreciate it. We're on the dev build, so it's not there, but appreciate it if you throw in that code. So, without further ado, let's get into the tech tree. So, as you can see, we got a pretty wild one right off the start. We have no heavies. We have Bombardiers at 2 ERs, okay? And we have flares in the middle, and then, I don't know. I think the safe route right out of the gates, right off the bat, is to get everything except for smoke. I'd go the sniper tower route. We have to get the smokes. Never mind. So you're getting everything. Because we're probably gonna want bombardiers. Because look how far down we're gonna skip. We're gonna come back to the stuff in a second. Look how far down the heavies are. Look at this. They're not even until what is that? That's 3, 4. They're after the 5th ERs when we get heavies. So really interesting. So as you can see, we have the biggest thing about the season. We have laser rangers. And as we saw from the This Month on Boom video, I made the video about it yesterday, we also have critter launchers. The critter launchers are a little bit scary that they're still in the tech tree because I was able to confirm with a few people today that there is a bug that when it's something to do with like if enough critters load up or they attack in a certain way, it crashes the game. So fingers crossed that that's not the case on warships and they either take them out or fix the bug before that happens, but remains to be seen. At least, thankfully, it's not going to be on day 1, so we'll be able to play a couple days before we see any issues. But so after 3, we've got this multi-node here. Super early Kavan. But I think what makes sense going after 3 is taking this down path. So if we look at this for a second, yes, we have Kavan, medics, and building health at the top. All good stuff, arguably, except the medics. But down here, when we go this way, we got machine guns, which are going to be huge at the beginning. Because remember, we don't have heavies. We're going to be using probably bombardiers or laser rangers at this point. So the way to stop bombers early on, especially when they have flares, well, more so when they don't have flares, but even with them having flares, is to have a lot of buildings. If you have a lot of buildings all over the place, and we also have mines right here, and we have boom mines. I thought we saw an early shock mine. And we have early shock mines. That's like a day 1, day 2, day 3 shock mine. So we're potentially having all the mines, just bombardiers, no heavies to cover. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a really interesting start. I'm actually pretty excited to see how this is going to play out. But anyways, so laser range. Laser rangers are cheap, 26 keys. They have, we know the range on them is incredible. So could be a viable alternative to getting bombers first is to go ahead and rush those laser rangers because they're going to outrange everything. Except for boom cannons. I think they outrange sniper towers. Not 100% sure. You guys will correct me in the comments. But yeah, so then it's a really interesting transition between 3 and 4, and then it's really interesting between, I think it's either 5 and 6 or 6 and 7. So let's keep moving ahead here. Yeah, I think the season stats are, I wrote them down, but I forget. I'll slip them in at some point in the video. I think they're pretty well balanced. It's like 2 of everything, and then 3 of troop damage, and 3 of troop damage and building damage. So, anyways. So as we move forward, we get up here to 4 ERs. 4 ERs is interesting because the way this tech tree is designed, it's kind of like you have these massive, what do we call them, rabbit holes that kind of divert from tech rushing, from tech riding, from getting that next engine. Because you see we have the same thing here. We've got, for 2 ER, that's a pretty large rabbit hole to go down that way. And then there's so much stuff between 2 ERs and 3 ERs and 4 ERs. We're really going to have to just, my best advice is just wait. Don't start unlocking stuff like crazy. Wait and see what's good. If it's good to rush the critter launchers, we'll do that. Rocket choppers are also super early, so, a lot of guys are going to go bullet rocket chopper. Actually, now that I look at it, that's probably going to be a pretty safe place to go to right out of the gates because we have all these mines. They do have boom cannons, but, I mean, if you're not using rocket choppers, and you have to get bullet to get them, and bullet's amazing with rocket choppers, wow, okay. that's going to be a day one diamond probably for the guys that have enough keys to go there, unfortunately. So we'll see how that plays out. But my best advice, just be cautious, just wait, see what's best, and then go there when we can. So then we go through here. We got a couple key vacuums this season. We got Warriors. We got, a couple odd spots for stuff. Some of them I don't mind, but, we'll get into that in a sec. So Warriors, then we got our first DVD. We got Brick over here. We have Zukas as an option. If you want to rush, then you got to take Zukas. Then if not, then you're going to take the long path here. I think this is going to make sense for most people probably to come through building damage, get the rockets, grab this prototype, maybe get critters. I think this is going to be a good place to kind of rush to because the defenses get really strong going from 4 to 5, although, some of the stuff in 5 is probably going to be, or in 3 is going to be able to bypass that. But, so then we move forward. We got at 5 yard, we got our heavies. We got shock bombs kind of late in the season. Then we have our second, I believe, troop damage. I think that's our second. No, that's our first troop damage. So first troop damage right there. That's going to be interesting pairing that with heavies. That might make them viable with bombardiers. And then we run up here. We have our Scorchers. Probably a vacuum. We'll see what happens there. Another vacuum. This key mine node. So, if you want shock launchers for 42 keys, you're going to have to work for them this season. And, if we're going the rocket chopper route, they don't affect them. So, it's a lot of keys to still kind of potentially be at a disadvantage. And then we got artillery as we go down here. Barrage is a little bit later. And then we are going to be forced to unlock Everspark this season. Another expensive one. A lot of really expensive key vacuums here, but I still kind of like the overall layout. But look at this. This is just Vacuum City. We got Everspark. We got mechs. We got a nice prototype there. Our first Sky Shield. Troop damage kind of on a lonely node. If it was up to me, I'd swap those two. I'd swap troop damage and mechs, but I don't make the trees. I would go this way. And then this is where it gets interesting. Once we get past the stupid mechs, we got a lot of really good stuff. We got double boom cannons. We got DBD. We got barrage. We got building help. We got a heavy chopper. So I think getting to this area quickly is, going to be important, but we also want to be in diamond. Like, this is pretty late in the season here. This is 2 weeks. And also, the season ends on Christmas Day, so you're probably not wanting to be pushing on Christmas. You're going to spend time with your family and stuff. So I think if we can get an early parking spot and not necessarily play the long game, again, rocket choppers, might be able to get us to diamond early. I don't know. I've said that a few times. I should be, more careful. I don't want to. I don't know. That's my opinion. I'm guessing they're going to be really good really early on for like most people, but we'll see what happens there. But playing the long game's probably not going to be as attractive for most people this season as they want to take a break with their holiday time with their family. So anyways, once we get to 70R, then we've got all the stuff. We got the Seekers are really late this season after 7. Typically they're in 5 or 6. They did space out the end of the tree properly this time. Gunboat Energy Node there for 36 keys. We've got our Doom Cannon or our Grappler or maybe the Boom Surprise. Our last DBD, our last troop damage, that's going to give us 150 of each. And then they put the mine vacuum node at the very, 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 very end of the tree, exactly where it should be. I'll throw the base layups. I'll throw the base layouts out right now. There we go. Pretty interesting ones this season. I like, what do we got? 2 ER is kind of cool. 7 is a full deck again. Sorry, I'm jumping all around as they're showing up, but you'll see them in some sort of order. 4 ERs is kind of standard. 5, we got the one solid ramp, which is going to be interesting. What we want to avoid if we're, potentially talking about a rocket chopper meta is the big gap in the middle where you can fly across it, and I don't really see that in any of these other than maybe 6. So we'll see how that plays out. But so there's your stats, there's your base layouts, there's your tech tree, there's the chicken's take on it. Now it's your guys' turn. You let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think of this season? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think it's going to be bad? I think a lot of it is really going to play out how good the Laser Rangers are, how good the critter launchers are, and how good the rocket choppers are at just avoiding all of that stuff. So I'm excited. We got some new stuff to work with this season. We got some cool base layouts. We got a tree that hopefully isn't bugged. And that's it. That's all, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap up for the video today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and appreciate it if you use the code Chick in the shop. If you are and you play Brawl Stars, check out the Discord server. We're doing a big giveaway there over the next couple days, just for Brawl Stars related stuff. Won't get into right now because we're talking warships, but yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one. Chicken is out. Back.